Seeing me here. Well, I'll speak little bit about the impact on top line and bottom line with overall supply chain analytics. How organizations actually directly impact their top line and bottom line with more informed supply chain decisions and how analytics can help improve that. But before I come to how, let me tell you why we should be doing it. You know, I essentially come from healthcare and a mix of diverse backgrounds. I have worked in FMCG, primarily I headed national distribution for telecom. I was into strategy and consulting with Tata's for some time. I was doing quite a detailed mapping of India per se as a destination for looking at supply chain excellence. Before I come to the topic I have chosen, let me give you some insights about India as a country. Can anyone tell me in the crowd here, how many number of villages exist in this country? Any number you feel like? Number of villages in this country? Well, this speaks about the awareness issue. So there are 6,50,000 villages as per 2011 census. And my dear friends, by 2021, we are reaching to more than approximately 8.5 lakh villages. How many towns in this country? What we call as urban population town. These are 8,000 numbers. How many districts in this country? 712. How many? Let's take how many talukas in this country? I don't know whether you know talukas or tehsils, but there are close to 800 plus. So if this kind of a spread we have in this country, we understand the challenges what any manufacturer or a company can face in terms of supply chain. While we speak about these numbers and we know essentially about the geographical spread in the country, let me also tell you something about demographics. By 2020, approximately 70% population in this country will be below 35 years. And why I bring this topic here? Because our next generation of consumers are going to be highly informed consumers. They are internet consumers. They cannot wait. They have no time. There's a huge cost on companies if they do not improve on their supply chain efficiency. So that's a direct impact on top line and bottom line of the companies. I'll tell you a live example. Before I started Medica Bazaar 3.5 years back, I was setting up clinics all over India. And I was in a place setting up clinic, and the clinic was running well. The challenge was we had no supplies. We had to wait for 7 days. There were times when we had to send patients back, telling them that the supplies are not there. We will be able to do it tomorrow because we had limitations in terms of getting stocks from larger cities. And I'm talking about certain prominent brands. I won't name it here. So challenges would be enormous if companies do not think about the analytics and kind of evolution they need to do in supply chain. So with this context, let me tell you, effective supply chain design starts, the basic elements are, what are the designing requirement for a supply chain. If we talk about design in a supply chain, we know that supply chain essentially involves around inventory, distribution, manufacturing, and these aspects. So we need to know how time and cost analytics can help supply chain designing efficiency. When we talk about sourcing, we need to know what is the total cost of operation for doing sourcing. So if your analytics has to be based around sourcing in that manner. If we talk about services, then we need to know what is the total cost of servicing a customer. What is the lag behind? If we do not service, then what could be the pitfalls into overstocking or understocking? So there are various analytics which can be used into designing a supply chain efficiency. Let me compare two industries. And I'm more into the live examples rather than telling you a lot of theories and principles. Let me tell you two industries per se. And let me tell you the real differences in these two industries. We all know fashion industry, right? We all know fashion industry, how it behaves. The most unpredictable kind of industry. There are 4 seasons, too many type of clothings. There are spikes of promotions. Every time you need promotion to buy anything you want in fashion. There are shorter life cycle of a product. The most, in fact, shortest one in fashion industry. You buy a shirt, you never buy it again. The pattern is completely different. You buy a shirt only once. Then there are other elements associated, the stocking problem, the overall inventory days problem, the overage inventory problem. There are many problems associated with fashion industry. But think about the excellence of Zara. Think about the excellence of H&M. They have learned with the tricks. They have applied this. They prepare 9 months in advance in terms of their analytics, in terms of their demand planning, in terms of understanding the consumer mindset, that how predictable and accurate they can become in terms of their analytics. Now, think about healthcare on the other side. Think about healthcare. Healthcare has more or less stocks which are highest in life cycle. We use a syringe once, we keep on using for life. We will never use that syringe again tomorrow in a different manner. We know that syringe is to be used once and this has to be used regularly. Then there are issues related to new innovations and all those stuff. But I'll share a report with you which was published by Cardinal Health. And Cardinal Health, if you all know, it's world's one of the largest aggregators of medical supplies. 40% surgical cases, even in US today, are not done on time because supplies are not there. And this is a report. You can just click on cardinalhealth.com. You can find that report. 1 in 4 surgical cases are done without physician having an information or surgeon having an information whether these are expired stocks or not. So this is something very alarming if you think about that, especially in a scenario like healthcare, which is so much related to life. I think these pointers are good enough for me to share about the top line, bottom line impact on the planning.